we're going to use these tools. We got a buffer, a suction cup, some water, some wet sandpaper, kind of a Brelo type thing, and some scratch doctor that's going to be used with the buffer. And we're not going to make this dent perfect. This was a car corral, and anywhere that you have heavy creasing, like we've got creasing here, that took a lot of force to do that. But you got this and this crease down here. We can't really do much with that, but the overall appearance we can greatly enhance. Specifically buffing off all that white paint is going to make this look a lot better. So let's get to it. Get our wet sandpaper and we'll take the white paint off. And what this does is it takes the top layer of clear coat, just a teeny bit of it off with the white paint, and it makes it dull, so that's why we need the buffer to bring it back to gloss. Being dull wouldn't be an all bad thing, whereas this is not going to be perfect when we're done, it's just going to be better. But we'll go ahead and buff some of this back. But even just the wet sandpaper, taking off the swapped paint, we got that yellow barrier highlight there. We don't need that. Let's take that off. Just go over this, and you know, I'm not painting the whole car back to normal, but it kind of looks that way at a distance by the time you're done. These heavy scratches, that's not going to buff out. You hear that in the movies all the time. Somebody blows up a car, that'll buff out. Well, you don't have that much power with a buffer, but pretty close. Let's go through, take all the white paint off the car. As good as painting it back the regular color. There'll be some scratches that are a little too deep. We'll take that paper towel that you saw earlier, and we'll go over and just kind of clean all of this off, and that way it won't clog up my buffer and the buffing pad. They're like 30 bucks. You don't want to waste it and clog it up, but you can see already this is looking a lot better. This went from being a 200-foot truck, meaning you see it from 200 feet, you know, that's a good looking truck. We went from being a 200-foot truck to, I'd say, probably a 50-foot truck, so we got 150 feet just now. We'll go ahead and buff this up a little bit. Show you what that'll do. So let's bang all of our mustard and ketchup bottle to the bottom. This is that new Finish Scratch Doctor. I don't get paid anything by them, but that'd be cool. I'd use their product one way or another. So take it, put it on the pad, swirl the affected area, especially in this blue area up here. Just kind of distribute the buffing compound. Notice that I keep moving. If you stay in one spot, that's friction. Friction's heat, it's going to melt the paint. Keep moving, huh? I think we're getting about another 10 feet out of that, maybe a 40-foot truck. I did tell you this isn't going to be perfect, so I don't want to hear all the, oh, you got to do it right. Yeah, if you want it perfect, you got to do it right. You're going to have to take it to the body shop, spend probably about $2,000. But if you don't have the insurance or don't have the $2,000 or just don't care, this is what this video is for, is to show you how to accomplish those kind of ends. So next thing we do is we've got a nice clean buffed surface. We've got a clean wet suction cup. So we're going to kind of do a little homework. We're going to look around a little bit and see where the big dent in this pop can is, and then work to pull that out. So we have a pucker mark here, and we have a big pucker. This I can't really do a whole lot with. If this wasn't so bad and this wasn't, you know, it'd be a lot easier. But we're going to go right in here and come in just a little. Pull that. Sometimes this takes a couple of goes. It's kind of push down here, pull here. Slide that. This isn't the official way to use this. This is how I do it. Wow, this got pushed in pretty hard. What we don't see is there's probably some heavy creasing back behind here. It's kind of limiting the ability for this to pull out. Got a little on that one. I'm telling you, it's the creasing that makes it tough. The factory creasing and then the dent creasing. Like I say, buffing, it works a lot of magic, but it's not going to be perfect. There we go. That was a good one. Push down on that, get a little bit more of it. If you got a guy that knows how to do PDR, paintless dent removal, you can get rid of this crease and get a lot more mileage out of this. Take a screwdriver handle on the back side and you push it this way. You just kind of work it and work it and work it, all the while your shoulder's getting eaten by this panel. It's not fun, but people do it, I'll tell you.
Well,
and it's amazing.
Awesome right now.
You'd be amazed what people can do with that. Right, let me see if I can do a little pushing from the back side too. Let's get this to gas can pop. You get those gas can sides that go wubba wubba wubba. Yeah. Does that frame look okay? You want to check that?
That looks good on here.
Alright. Sometimes I put my shoulder right over where we're working. I'm going to crawl underneath of there and see if we can do a little tennis shoe push. See if that can get in there. It's an option. Temper tantrum with my fist kind of satisfies too, especially if it's your truck and you didn't do it. Probably get a rubber mallet and do some of this here just because we have the access. Anyway, the dent's not as deep, not as ugly. It's probably 5 minutes well spent. We got ourselves a, what do you say, closer to 40-foot truck?
Yeah, it looks way nicer.
Give or take.
I need to watch the whole thing and wax it.
There you go. Be sure to click subscribe if you haven't already. Click like if you like the video. And if you have any comments, let us know in the comments below. Alright, so this is kind of a PS postscript segment. I've got a crease here. I'm going to work on that and do a little bit of PDR. Mostly I'm just going to rubber mallet this right here. Bring it out a little bit. The panels are warm, it's a nice sunny day. On a cold day you can crack paint doing this. So what I want to do is I want to hit around the outside of it first. I don't just hit right in the middle because that can create more creases. So I start around the outside, start banging it. Take it and start banging by the handle. It's a tough one to get into, unfortunately. I start working it around. You can see a crease here from the back side. You don't see it because the filter's there, but this will help that stay popped down. You may recognize this truck from the video. Chevy truck fuel pump tilted bed method. Truck's already famous. Alright, so I'm feeling where the crease is. There we go. So work some circles into that. That'll help reinforce that pop out we did with the suction cup earlier. Otherwise, somebody could lean on this and then just put it right back. This may wind up making it a little bit wavy at first. You spend the time on it and the waviness goes away. You can heat it and cool it is another thing. What I'm doing is I'm just going back and forth along here with the handle of the screwdriver. It's always easy to tell on the back side of a panel if it's had PDR. So you'll see this buff plastic deposit. Yeah, this one's a little bit too deep. Leather gloves are a good idea when you're doing this from the inside. This got pushed out because of the crease, so we're going to have to hit it from this side, left-handed.
That looks so much better.
Not perfect, but it's better.
Can't believe
That's what we're going for.
It's a lot better.
To get it perfect takes a lot of time. To get it a lot better doesn't.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Right on, brother.